Sheesh, boys, we have had a dramatic couple of days, haven't we? So, hopefully, all the drama is out of the way now. We are currently on, if I press Control V, if you can see down there at the bottom right, it might be quite small, we're on beta 17C at last. So, hopefully, there'll be no more updates for a while. What I am running on now is I'm on beta 16 air physics, so it should hopefully be feeling the same as it used to for me. And I am also on, I've turned the wind volume down a bit because it's a little bit overbearing for me, but I'm very, very happy with where it's at right now because in terms of beta 17, I absolutely loved the ground physics. I love what they've done with the traction and how you can kind of back the bike into corners, you know, step the back end out, control your slides a bit more. And yeah, so now really the whole Supercross grind kind of starts again. I mean, there was a little bit of drama for a few days where Supercross was a hell of a lot harder than it usually is, but now we're back. I don't think there's going to be any more changes. I'm pretty sure this is what we'll be running for the next round of the Aerial Championship, which is the next Friday. So that's going to be interesting. Got to try and hold on to my my championship lead, which is the most important part. Hopefully it goes okay-ish. And we are on the Cowie test track today. Another track made by Tryhard. Really happy that he's been making us these test tracks. Really, really good. I was lucky enough to actually get early access to this track, like as a work in progress, just because this really was his beta 17 like test track overall, if that makes sense, to kind of see how the physics work with Supercross now. And what you see here really with this, like the jump faces and how the berms are built and such, is what the rest of the Supercross round is going to be like. The only thing that I can say, which I have kind of passed his way, but it's up to his best judgment. I mean, he's the track creator, he can do whatever he wants, is I feel like the whoops should be ever so slightly lower than they are now. Not by a huge amount at all, literally maybe like a tenth, 2 tenths lower than what they are now. My only reasoning for that is because with this, with the new beta, with the lower traction, which in turn makes the bike slower, and it feels like you can't hang off the back of the bike quite as much because you're not gripping the ground as much as you used to. It makes you slow down a lot in the whoops, which then in turn means you get out of rhythm because you don't skim across the top of them all, which means you front end it, which means you crash, and it's just an ongoing kind of like mess, so to speak. But those ones there, absolutely fine. The other ones on this track are actually quite difficult, but if you go back and play the other Supercross tracks, mostly rounds 1 through to 3, you'll see what I mean about how difficult they are, where they're so big. However, Stone has told me that he wants it to be treated almost like real life, where you can skim through them for the most part, but then you're also going to have people that are kind of jumping through them, like kind of how Cooper Webb does right now. He tends to jump through the whoops quite often. Oh my god, Jesus. Just started having a little bit of a coughing fit. That's what happens when your spit goes down the wrong hole. Lovely. So, sorry. Where was we? I've kind of lost where I was now. Yeah, so sorry, the whoops. He kind of wants us to start jumping through whoops as well as being able to skim them, to make it as close to IRL as possible, which I don't mind. You know, I can see the thought process behind that. I'm not sure how well it will be received by everyone as far as the community goes, but it's fine by me. I'm happy just to take my time and try and find a consistent way through the whoops. At round 4, so the last round of the series, which was my first win of the year, which I was really happy with, the whoops were a massive thing for me. In the heat race, I think I crashed like twice, 2 laps back to back. I was really, really stressful going into the main, and in the main, I don't think I crashed in the whoops at all off my own back. I know I got into 1 or 2 people, just ran into back of them, or their bikes kind of coming in front of me after they've crashed. But yeah, I don't think off my own back I made a mistake through the whoops all night, which is really nice. Once you do find that technique of how to get through the whoops cleanly and smooth and stay on top of every single one, it's really no problem at all. And I am enjoying this track that Stone's made for us. Not sure if you can see here, I'm not sure how badly YouTube does it dirty, but you can see more like individual lines and ruts coming out of the corners. I do think that is an additional change to the new beta, where Pibbs has messed with the erode ever so slightly, and I think it's really, really good. It's nice that we get kind of more defined ruts than what we're used to, and I'm interested to see how that will reflect in a 20-minute long race rather than just me kind of sitting here by myself in testing. I have not, however, even since the original beta 17 dropped, I've not tried joining any online lobbies yet, and I know a lot of people are saying they're having trouble with that, so that's something that I might need to try and investigate and look into a little bit myself, just to see really if I'm having any issues with it. Try and work out what the cause is and if there's anything I can do to reduce it, because as you guys know, when it comes to these Supercross races, the most important part of the night is getting into the server quickly to get a good gate pick. If you've got a bad gate pick in Supercross, your night is going to be a hell of a lot more painful than if you had a good one. Can you quad out of this? Oh, I feel like people better than me can definitely quad out of there. Again, I feel like that quad there out of that section is a line that people probably wouldn't really have any trouble with if we was talking old traction, old beta 16 traction. But now with this update, can't quite get the power to the ground quite as easily as you could, and yeah, it's just a bit more of a stretch overall, which I like. It makes things more difficult. The only issue I could potentially see with it is maybe there'll be less like separators in actual racing. Maybe people will be on more of like an even playing field when it comes to lines and just mean overall speed. But I think something that will be quite good in separating people right now is this new traction. You do have to be pretty smooth on it, but I think at the same time, for the Supercross at least, Stone's going to be adjusting some of the traction, because this track feels a lot grippier than the other Supercross tracks do, on exactly the same tyres and such, on the same kind of beta and physics. So be interesting to see what happens. Oh god, I got that all wrong. Go on, survive. Oh, I thought I was going to bring that back. Jesus. But yeah, I'm really let me know what you guys think in regards to this beta 17C, where we can now run whatever option we want. Do you think it's a good thing? Do you think it's a bad thing? Should we kind of all be forced to play on the same settings? I imagine that if you picked up the game today and you then put in your 1,000 hours worth of game time like I have, but you change it to beta 17, I generally think there wouldn't be an issue. I'm pretty sure it all comes down to what people learn on, and obviously a bunch of us, like quote-unquote pros, I hate really using the word pros, because at the end of the day, what defines a pro? I mean, we don't get paid to do this. I mean, get paid for YouTube videos, but that doesn't make me a pro by any means in terms of racing side of things. But a lot of us pros, where we've got so many hours, we've got a lot of muscle memory in it, just keeping it as beta 16 is a huge thing for us, to not have to dedicate all that time again into relearning just how to move your analog sticks in a different way. And it's so strange just doing what you usually do and just getting a different result. Oh, come on, no. Oh, please, thank you, there we go. Oh, speaking of which, the ground physics, much better for me. I've been getting a lot less moments like that you just saw there with the low speed physics. Something that I do still need to do, which I've actually seen a couple of people post videos on now, is the hill climbing aspect of the game seems to be a lot better. It's not quite as wonky and twitchy as it used to be, which is something that was really kind of hindering enduro as a whole. And you guys know I love my enduro. I'm very tempted to hop on Krakenberg again at some point and just see how it goes, because I imagine there's going to be pros and cons. The hill climb should be easier by the sounds of it, but then in turn you're going to have less traction, so the back end will be a little bit more slidey, so it could actually end up like kind of negating each other and kind of being back to where we was. But again, very interested to see how it goes. It might make getting over logs and things like that easier, so watch out for that in the near future. It's been a while since I've done an enduro video by myself. I'm not going to force Charlie to go through it again. That man was in a world of pain by the end of that video that I done with him. It was so funny, just kind of listening to his mental state deteriorate over the course of the 2 hours that we was playing. And I'm really sad that we didn't actually get to finish the track altogether. Just you know, MX bikes things, and when you're kind of playing on tracks like that are that big, that've got so many objects, a game crash is always just around the corner. So it's not the end of the world. Maybe one day again we'll try it out. I do need to sit down with him again and record another video at some point. We've been I feel like it's one of them things where we've both been busy at different times, so we've both kind of like missed each other when it comes to recording videos. But you guys seem to like him, and I'll certainly try and get him back as soon as I can. Overall, I haven't really got a whole else lot more to say, except for the fact that this next week or so, I'm probably going to be playing the game a whole lot more than I usually would in like my downtime. Usually I would just consider me like spending half an hour to an hour or so recording for a video each day as enough game time for me to be happy to go into each Supercross round, knowing that I can ride okay. However, now with the new change, and I know that everyone's probably going to be grinding the game out a little bit more than usual this week just to get used to things, I feel like I'm going to have to kind of put in a bit of a shift myself, and that's not a problem for me. It's quite nice having that new challenge. Just going around right now, I didn't expect myself to be kind of finding a flow like this as much as I have, which is really nice. So hopefully you guys are all happy now. Again, I really... Well, in one aspect, I hope that we don't get a massive like game-changing thing like this happen again, because it was just so much drama, so much back and forth, and I do feel for Paboso, because, like I said before, he's never going to release an update that he thinks is going to intentionally break his game or make the game worse. I think he knows that he's kind of sat on a gold mine here in terms of the motocross community as a whole. It's the best or second best game out there. It depends how much you like sim for motocross. So I can't see him doing something like that again. He's got testers now, to my knowledge, so if there are going to be any big updates moving forwards, it's going to be all tested by people of varying skill levels before it goes live, so we can get some proper inputs on it, which is all cool. And yeah, I'm just really hopeful for the future of the game. I think what we've got right now on this Beta 17C build, with the Beta 17 ground, like traction, physics and such, and the old Beta 16 air physics, I feel like we've got a really good combo here, and it's going to make for good racing. It's a nice, it's refreshing for me at least. It's nice to kind of have to think a little bit more around the corners. You can't just kind of crank her over and stay on the gas whole way. You've got to really kind of roll on the throttle to get that traction down. One thing I did notice when I was playing, for yesterday's video actually, you saw when I was riding the 250 TM, I feel like 450s have been hit a lot harder than the 250s in terms of the traction. I really didn't have many problems at all on the 250 when it comes to sliding out. I think I was just running standard mapping, so I wasn't running aggressive or anything like that, but on the 450s I run low, and yeah, I still find myself sliding out from time to time, but it just needs an adjustment. Well, I need to adjust to it, is what I mean. It doesn't need adjusting at all. I'm really happy with it. But I think it adds to that aspect of a simulator. You've got to kind of roll on the throttle, be progressive with it. Not everyone can get away with riding like Barsha and just being absolutely wild all over the place, so I don't know how the man does it. We should all try and ride like Mr. Sexton. I tell you what, if there was one person that I could replicate their riding style IRL, it would be Chase. He's so perfect. It's unreal. It makes me a little bit happy in the pants, but I digress. Oh shit, it's Saturday, isn't it? Oh god, I forgot that the Supercross on tonight. So, all good stuff really. I'm going to wrap up this recording. I'm going to sit down, watch the qualifying. I don't know if I'll be staying up all night to watch the mains and stuff. If not, I'll watch it first thing in the morning, probably around the time that this video goes live, actually. But yeah, hopefully all the racing's good. I really want to see Anderson on top again. I'm loving Anderson this year. I think he's been on fire, just been a little bit unlucky. And yeah, that'll do it for me. Hope you boys have a lovely day, whatever it is that you're up to. Let me know your thoughts on this final kind of Beta 17 update where we can get the best of both worlds. And that'll do it for me. Have a lovely day. Catch you guys later. Peace.
My tent way too damn dark. Laugh in your face like man dark. Came a long way from the bad days way back. Had to burn down that landmark. Seen some things I ain't really want to see. It's all good. That's what made me me. Now who would I be if I had it easy? Used to break down. Now I'm in a 350. Like whoa, I've been laying way too low. Had to switch up and change my flow. Cause I'm back from the block. Had to bust the rocks and dust off the dust to get back in the box. Now why you wanna